Blizzard doesn't know how to handle Final Fantasy, God damn it. Blizzard doesn't know how to handle Final Fantasy 14. This is a lot of text. I'm going to paraphrase a lot of this. Over 15 years, there's been a trend. A new MMO comes out, and there's articles of it being a WoW killer, but it never is because of release disappointment and death cycle that MMOs had. Blizzard knew other companies couldn't compete with them whenever they had the funding and technical capabilities of a AAA studio and brand recognition. They became arrogant and stopped caring about the opinions of people who would complain, leave for other MMOs, and then resub since those other games weren't better. Enter Square Enix, a AAA studio with funding, technical capabilities, and brand recognition. For the first time in Blizzard's history, there is a rival MMO that plays like Warcraft, that has a lot of the same systems and the wealth of content to complete, along with a backlog of stuff in WoW. People leave WoW for Final Fantasy 14. They're not finding a worse experience or nothing to do whenever they hit end game at 50. They just move on to the expansions. Over the last 8 years, yeah, WoW's done all this stuff. It's now surpassed WoW. New engine, more detailed character models. For a lot of people, the script is now flipped, and WoW is the game asking for $15 a month while offering less than its competitors and having scummy store items. Square improved this by did this by improving the game while World of Warcraft has stagnated. Square has the funding to keep Final Fantasy 14 going over the years, while other third-party companies shut down as their MMO was the only thing that they had going for them. I don't think Blizzard expected a company like Square Enix to come this far with their own MMO. I think that if you expected Square Enix to do anything except for win, you're stupid. They've had Square Enix has a longer track record than Blizzard Entertainment does for making quality games. That's just the truth. I can go back, as I said, I can go back and I can find black and white, strategy guides that were printed from 1990s computers for, games back in the Super Nintendo that were Square or that were Square games, right? They've made good games forever. That's just the truth. Now, they're not everybody's cup of tea, but for the people that do like them, they've been making good games for 30 fucking years. 30 plus years, actually. Now, Blizzard must decide how to handle World of Warcraft, because from what I've read, Activision expects Blizzard to make a certain amount of money every quarter. If sub numbers drop, not only are they getting less money each month, but there will be less people to buy store items. That's also a really big factor. If sub numbers drop enough to where Blizzard isn't hitting their goals anymore, who knows what Activision will do whenever they no longer see World of Warcraft as profitable. And I think this who knows is probably the most, it's the most unsettling thing of all. Because we don't really know what's going to happen. We don't know, is WoW going to get a lot better? Is it going to just massively improve after all the bad people are fired because the developers are going to be seen for what they are, etc.? Or are they going to take it down the Heroes of the Storm route and they just basically say, yeah, we don't care about this game anymore? They're like, this has been a great run, but we're not going to release expansions. We're just going to release progressive servers over and over and over. The fact is, I don't really think that's going to happen. Here's what I think. I think that WoW is a multi-billion-dollar IP. Like Warcraft is a multi-billion-dollar IP. And I don't think that the Activision Blizzard executives will allow the people that are running the game to drive it into the ground. I think the second that they catch wind that the idea that these people are killing the game by being incompetent and not listening to the community, the people that are sitting up at the boardroom at Activision Blizzard are going to literally go and fire every single fucking one of them. Because that's what I would do. If I was a board member of Activision Blizzard and I had no emotional connection to WoW and I had no idea, and I saw that the game was not going well, and I could see a massive, a massive product that we had going down the tubes because of mismanagement, do you know what I would do as a board member? I would fire the team and get new people. That's what anybody would do. There's a million companies that have done this exact same thing. Apple did it many times. Microsoft has done it. Tons of companies have done this, especially in terms of tech companies. They have taken a huge amount of people and just thrown them out the fucking window and then gotten new people, and the game or the product improved substantially. And that's just what happens. And out the window, yeah, no, really. No, you guys, I'm not wrong, am I? Am I wrong? Final Fantasy did it? Yeah. Yeah, Final Fantasy did it. It was no problem. The thing is that so many companies do this. If you go, and this is the reality, right? It's if you're making a product and the product is bad and it is continuously bad There is a point up in the food chain of the corporate world where somebody will say, why is it bad? And they don't care about your excuses. They don't give a shit about it. They're just going to say, you're doing a bad job, you're out. And that's it. Yeah, here we go. So like Asmon says, there are two possibilities for the game. Either WoW dies or it grows. And this is what I think is going to happen. I think that there is no universe where they just let the game stagnate. I think that they will push it in one direction or another. Bobby will do it with that slice. Yeah, and that's a good example, right? So I want you guys to think about Bobby Kotick. Like, visualize Bobby Kotick smiling in your mind and think about this individual. Think about this man. And think about the idea of what he's going to do whenever he realizes that people are losing him money. Think about what's going to happen whenever Bobby Kotick realizes that somebody is making him lose money. They're out the window. They're out the fucking window. So we got to rely. That's the truth, is we got to rely on people like Bobby. We've got to rely on people like that board of directors to hold these people accountable to do what they need to do. That's the fucking truth. Bobby not the belt again? Plot twist, he's the reason why they're losing money. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Whenever Bobby Kotick took over the company, he literally over doubled the company's value. Bobby Kotick is many things, but he is not a bad businessman. It is obvious. That's why he got the $150 million bonus, is because he doubled the value of the company. Tripled, yeah. He's not a bad businessman. He knows what he's doing. He's a shark, man. This guy was selling his mother's he was selling his mother's ashtray at 5 years old, okay? Like, you've got to understand, he's not playing games. All right, he's in there for the fucking money. According to Bellur's data, chances are that Final Fantasy XIV already surpassed retail WoW in number of players. Let me look at Google Trends. I think this will be really interesting. Let me look at Google Trends right now. So we've got World of Warcraft, and now we'll do Final Fantasy. Wow, that is insane. And the thing is, like, right here, like this number right here, this November number, this is Shadowlands release. And that's 12 months. And what about 5 years, past 5 years? Yeah, it's like it would have a few really big bumps, and I guess these were the expansions, right? 2017, I guess this was probably, what was this, like Shadowbringers? Or Stormblood. And then this one right here might have been Shadowbringers. Yeah, and then this one was Shadowbringers, and then now obviously you had this happen. And like this was never, it got really, really popular here. This one here was like Classic WoW. Classic WoW for Blizzard was like the biggest thing that they've ever had. Like in terms of like social media and everything, it was fucking massive.
Just after 9.1's launch, there are almost certainly less than 2 million people playing World of Warcraft.
Oh my god.
Now remember, by the way, these numbers do not include the damage that the lawsuits have done. These numbers are pre that.
I'm just over getting mad or being toxic. I'm just tired. Like, I am too, in a way. Like, yeah, I'm just kind of tired. It's just like, it's frustrating. Like, it makes me want to play the game and everything like that to see it not doing well. Because, like, I don't want to see the game doing bad. It's just, it's fucking depressing. Am I actually worried about WoW's health? If you want me to be you guys want me to be completely honest with this. Like, just 100%, keep it 100p, Skrilla on a stack. Okay. I think WoW needed this. They needed this because the odds are that the executives and the leadership that's in charge of the game will see this and they will restructure the team. I guarantee you that they will. And that's been something that's been necessary for like at least 7 years, 8 years. They are too slow with making decisions. They do not listen to the player base, and they constantly make mistakes, and they're always wrong with those decisions. 9 times out of 10, whenever Blizzard adds something into the game, it's wrong. They've needed to restructure the way that WoW is developed ever since WoD, and I think ever since Mists of Pandaria. The reality is that the team that works on WoW doesn't know what they're doing. You don't lose over 50% of your player base and get to claim that you know what you're doing. You don't. Like, that's all there is to it. You don't know what you're doing, and you're, in my opinion, incompetent. So WoW has needed this for a while, because what they're going to do, like, the game is either going to go in two different directions. This is what I think is going to happen. Either the game is going to go in like super maintenance mode, where it comes to mobile, they make it free to play, and they add in things like like a Hearthstone reset for like 5 cents, and like, they add in like microtransactions, and they exhume as much money out of the game as possible, and then they just kill it. And then maybe they make a Warcraft game, Warcraft 4, in like 5 years or something like that, which would be fine, right? As long as that means that we get WoW 2 afterwards. But the more realistic thing, in my opinion, right, because I don't really think they're going to do that. Like, WoW just makes too much money releasing regular expansions. What I think is going to happen is they will completely restructure what they're doing with the game and completely look at the game differently. Like, I think that the next set of like very large patch notes, you're going to see some massive fucking changes. Like, quote me on this. I think you're going to see massive fucking changes. Like, clip it, quote me, whatever you want to say. It's going to be insane. Because there's no way, like, listen, the executives and the people that are running WoW, the people, they're not stupid. Like, they're really not stupid at all. Like, they see what's happening, and they know that they can still pump money out of the game while simultaneously having the game be good. These things are not mutually exclusive. So what I think is going to happen is that this level of failure will attract attention from the leadership, and the leadership will then restructure the way that content is created and the people that are making the content, and the game will probably improve. It will either get a lot better or a lot worse. It will not continue down this way, one way or another. That's what I really think is what's going to happen. It's either going to get a lot better or a lot worse.